Yep, but it's going to be a 1st and 10 here from the 38-yard line. Chorus opting to squib it. The quarterback's going to man in motion. He takes the snap. He's going to hand it off. Up the A-gap, that's the running back, Sam James, and he's going to get a gain of about 8. And there you see that power running up the middle that Loyola's done such a great job in the early part of the season stopping.
All right, we have no doubts that Loyola has made many improvements on the defensive front this year, which has really paid off. But the question is, can their secondary hold up today?
Christian Carter looks to throw. He's going to loft it up, and he's got a man just out of reach of the wide receiver, Sam James. So there you see James getting the first carry up the middle. Then you see him stretching it down the field with a vertical. Yeah. So obviously it looks like they're going to try to use him in every aspect of the offensive game.
Exactly, and Mount St. Joe sure did watch the tape as they try to air it out deep on the second play, as Christian Carter did a great job of getting some air under that pass, but just out of the reach of the receiver.
Carter quick out, that's complete to Keyshawn Haley. And that's going to bring up, it's going to be a first down for the Gaels, and that's going to put them in Loyola territory.
All right, so as you saw there, Omar Whiting playing about 10 yards off, and I think Loyola's content to give up short 3-yard passes like that.
Carter looking to throw. He's got a man. Ball's up in the air, and it is intercepted down the sideline. Cuts back. There's a flag on the play, and he's still going. One man to beat. And he's going to be brought down. You see that tip drill interception by Taylor Randolph, but there is a flag down. So that's a really big momentum shifter for the Dons early.
That's a huge play made by the defense, which will give Loyola field position at the 25 of Mount St. Joe. So if you're the coaching staff, you really could not have asked for a better start. And defense looks to have shaken off some rust we saw last week and come out with their first turnover in the last 2 weeks created.
Absolutely, and Mount St. Joe is a really powerful offense, so they're going to need those turnovers to at least stay on pace with them. And maybe, hopefully, a few breaks like that down the line will keep them in it, and maybe even they can pick up a lead here.
This was an illegal block on the back after the interception. That flag will go on Paul Kinkop, so Loyola will be coming all the way back. So that huge return by junior linebacker Taylor Randolph is negated, but nonetheless, huge stop on Loyola's first defensive drive.
Absolutely, and that's going to bring out junior quarterback Will Corris in a 3-wide receiver set. He takes a snap, he hands it off to Smith. Smith powering up, but really nowhere to go. So you think Loyola's going to have to utilize that short passing game that's worked for them so well in past games?
Definitely, and Jason Smith's going to be Corris's go-to guy, as we've seen throughout the year. He is lined up in the slot now. And it looks like they're spreading out this defense like they have earlier in the season.
And there is a flag down. Might be a false start. Matt Bell complaining to the line judge. I think he might have been a little offsides there.
Looked like Bell actually lined up over the line of scrimmage there. Just a little lapse in concentration. And Loyola will be moved back once again, a thing we've seen throughout the season. Loyola has been killed by the amount of penalties they've taken.
Right, and there you see that illegal block in the back. Wasn't even really a big deal. Randolph was going to go and get that about 50-yard return anyway. It's just those penalties I really need to cut back on. And it's a bad snap. Corris is just going to fall on it. And there you see that mistake. These mistakes just keep racking up even early in the first quarter.
The defense came out on fire, and the offense just looks flustered right now. If your defense gets a huge stop like that, you have to respond and move the ball if you're the offense. And they've taken penalties, bad snaps, and frankly, you can't be making those mistakes at this point in the year.
Absolutely. It's going to be a handoff to Azende Smith, and that will bring up 4th down. So defense gives them a great chance getting a tip interception. Taylor Randolph with the pick, but the offense isn't able to generate anything. So let's see if the defense could come back out again and keep this a pretty low-scoring game here into the first quarter.
And if the offense can't get anything going, if they keep going on 3 and outs, the defense is going to get tired, and at some point they're going to be exposed for probably a long drive. So if you're the offense, you've got to take advantage of the fact that the defense has come out to a great start.
Of course, he's going to punt it. It's going to be fair caught at the 40-yard line. Bobbled it a little bit, but he's got it. So we're going to take a short break from Donnie Irwin.
I'm Alex Emney.
We'll be back in a few. And welcome back. It's going to be 1st and 10. Carter takes a snap. He's going to air it out. He's got a man in the slot. Caught. And he's still going, and it looks like it's going to be a touchdown. And there you see that vertical passing game just deadly to Loyola's secondary.
That's a perfect response by this Mount St. Joe's offense that showed some promise on the first drive as they aired it out. Unlucky to have it intercepted, but this time Christian Carter goes right back to the air and finds his man Gary Agers for the 45-yard touchdown pass.
And the extra point is up. And it's good. Ben Austin and so Loyola came out hot. Their defense came out hot, but then they're exposed on that big four verts play. So what can the offense really do? Maybe a long drive to give them a breather?
Definitely. The offense has to move the chains for a few possessions. They can't keep getting stopped and putting their defense back on the field. Like I said before, the defense is really keeping Loyola in the games this year, but it's been the underperformance of the offense that is giving the defense problems.
All right, here for the kickoff, Omar Whiting and Kenny Lewis back to receive. And it's going to be a little chip kick, and it looks like it's going to go out of bounds here. So Loyola's going to get good field position early.
And right there, that was an angled kick to get it away from the talented returner in Omar Whiting. So let's see how Loyola's offense can respond as the ball will be placed at the 40-yard line. Now, as we take a look at the MIA standings, you see St. Francis on top with 2-0. And Loyola dropped its first two conference games. They're 0-2, so this game has a huge magnitude. Loyola could drop even farther down, or they could come out with a statement win here against a tough team.
Absolutely. And it looks like maybe the Loyola's going to try to throw it here a little bit. They got two big tight ends in Jack Locke and Dom Clark. But they're going to run it to Smith, and Smith has nowhere to go. Tries to spin out of it, but I don't think the running game is going to work today, much like last week in between the tackles.
They're trying to get the running game established, but once again, Mount St. Joe bottles up Azende Smith in the backfield. And you got to start going back to the short pass routes, especially to Jason Smith, if you want to move the ball at all this game.
And they're going to hand it off again to Smith. Smith found a little bit of a hole, but it's going to be 3rd and about 5. So Loyola's really adamant on getting that running game going, but in reality, the past few weeks, it's really been the short passing game that has been so effective.
Exactly, which leaves me wondering why Coach Hall doesn't go back to the well that has given him so much success throughout the year.
3rd and about 5. The Gaels showing blitz, they are. Course rolls out to his right, he's looking to throw, and he's got a man, and it's nearly intercepted, looking for Kenny Lewis. But great coverage on the play from Darren Dunmoody. So that's going to bring up 4th down again, and Loyola's going to punt.
So far, Will Corus has looked a bit uncomfortable back there in the pocket, I think. I think he was a little rattled, perhaps, by that low snap, as he tends to be pretty comfortable with that rollout pass. Was pretty hesitant and ended up forcing that pass in there, and he's lucky it wasn't picked off.
And Darren Dunmoody is back to receive. Just made a great play on defense. And it looks like the Gaels might be going for a block here. And he nearly gets it, and Dunmoody's going to receive. Dunmoody gets to the edge. He has blocking, and he's going to be out of bounds at about the 42-yard line of the Gaels. So 2 straight 3-and-outs for Loyola, and this has got to hurt for your defense's morale.
Exactly. The more and more, this is already the third drive for Mount St. Joe in the early stages of this first quarter. And already on the last drive we saw the defense was already out of breath as they got burned on that deep pass. So if I were Mount St. Joe, I'd just keep airing it out at this point.
And it's going to be a handoff to Sam Jones, and Jones really has nowhere to go. So I feel like Loyola, over the course of the season, has really chosen to stop the run and just let make the quarterback make the throw down the seam, which is a pretty difficult throw to make. So they're really just making the quarterback make the throw, and they're going to be content with just stopping the run. As he drops back to pass, he looks like he's going to run it here. No, he's going to throw it out to the side, and it's caught on the play. And that's going to bring up a first down. So it really feels like Christian Carter has all the time he needs back there.
Oh, yeah. He's got several 300-pound offensive linemen that are overpowering the defensive front in the passing game. But Loyola has done a good job of stopping the run, as we've seen in previous weeks as well.
Seems like there was a legal touching. And Alex, why don't you explain what that exactly is?
Sure. So what happened on that play was the receiver actually stepped out of bounds, came back in, and was the first one to touch the ball, which is an illegal touching. If he had stepped out and there had been a deflection and he caught it, that would have been a perfectly fine play. But since he was the first one to touch it after coming out of bounds, that'll be illegal touching. Or
if Carter would have held on to the ball for about another second, allowed him to establish himself inbounds and thrown it, that would have been a completion. But that's got to hurt. It's going to be about 2nd and 20, but with Carter having all that time in the pocket, I'm sure somebody's going to be able to get open downfield.
Right, with the pass protection MSJ is showing so far, Carter has 4 or 5 seconds, which is an eternity if you're a quarterback.
Right, it's going to be a handoff, a little draw play to Sam James, and that's going to bring up 3rd and about 12 on the play. Or 15, rather, my apologies. But so Loyola, are they just going to drop people back here?
As we can see, Paul Kinkopf and Wade Tucker drop deep back near the first down markers to prevent any sort of deep seam pattern that Mount St. Joe might want to run.
Carter looking to throw. He's got a man down the seam, and it's complete. Oh, no, he dropped it. He had it right in his breadbasket, but Sam James was unable to bring it in, and I don't think he's hurt. I think he's just really disappointed in himself for not bringing that in.
That's he was wide open. Great throw by Carter to put it right on his numbers, and that was just simply a drop. Loyola catching another break there. Is not sure what Wade Tucker was doing. He should have closed down on that pass to make a.
You know it's coming, so you really have to make the adjustment. You see the 4 verts coming, maybe drop 4 back into cover 4 deep zones, and it's going to be a pooch punt for about 10 yards, 15 yards, and that's going to be out of bounds. So Loyola with good field position again, but they really haven't been able to get anything going so far.
Right, and we've only seen 1 pass so far as they've tried to establish the run with Azene Smith, and week in and week out, that just hasn't worked at all. So in order for them to move the ball against a good defense like Mount St. Joe, they're going to have to air it out, spreading out the defense with possibly a 4-receiver set.
Right, we're not really seeing that spread formation that Coach Hall liked to go to earlier. We've seen, of course, a little bit more under center today. And he's going to take the snap. He's going to roll out. And he's got a man. That's the tight end, Dom Clark, and he's going to bring it in. I feel like he might have had a wide receiver a little bit further down the field there on that rollout because it did not seem like Mount St. Joseph was ready for that.
All right, I think, of course, wanting to go with a shorter route just to get some yardage on that first down play, make it easier for them on 2nd and 3rd down.
That's going to be a quick screen to Kenny Lewis. That's just poorly thrown, and that's going to bring out 3rd down.
That was the screen pass to Jason Smith we've seen so often this year, but Chorus just completely misfired there. It'll bring up third and about 9.
Chorus looking to throw. He's got time. And he's going to throw it down the field, and he's got a man, Jason Smith, but they're calling it incomplete. You could hear the thud of the turf when the ball hit it. So that's going to bring up fourth down.
There's going to be a flag down, and it's roughing the passer called against Mount St. Joe. So Loyola catching another huge break here. It'll be a 15-yard penalty, bringing up first down. So just a breakdown in concentration by the defense, as it was completely unnecessary to put such a bad hit on the quarterback.
All right, I do feel like Chorus has a lot more time today, and props to the O-line for that. But I feel like they're only rushing 3 on that third down, but he got a little panic, felt pressure when none was there, and he rolled out. So if he just maintains that composure in the pocket, I feel like he'll be able to really make some good throws today. And it's going to be a handoff to Smith. Smith breaks it to the second level, but he's dragged down on the play. A magnificent form tackle by number 53, Ryan Gorman.
That was a very solid run there by Zene Smith, gaining 8 on that first down play.
It's going to be a fake screen. He's going deep. He's got a man, Jason Smith. He could have brought it in there, hit his chest, but really good coverage on the play by Joseph Jones.
All right, and after the play, Chorus was flattened once again, so Mount St. Joe is letting them know that they're going to be playing a very physical game today.
It's going to be third and short. Chorus 3 wide receiver set. He's in the gun. Zende Smith is to his right. He'll take the snap. He has time. He's looking to throw. But there it is. He steps up in the pocket, and the defensive rush just collapses in on him. I feel like he has to have a little bit better pocket presence than that.
Exactly, and another thing is the wide receivers have to create some separation. We've barely seen them get open at all, and they need to get open within those first 2 or 3 seconds, as Chorus will not have much more time than that to get off the pass.
Chorus takes the snap. He's looking to throw. It's about 4th and 8. He's got a man, and it's caught by Jason Smith. There's his go-to receiver with the sure hands, and they're able to pick up and move the chains.
That's a security blanket and has been throughout the whole year. Jason Smith, he's been making the plays when Loyola has needed the most this year.
First and 10, nearing Mount St. Joseph's red zone. It's going to be a screen out to Matt Bell. Makes a move, trying to get to the edge, and he's going to get a gain of about 3. So we've seen all of them try to implement the screen. Maybe they're going to try a few slants here, maybe catch him with a draw with the Zende Smith. But I really like what Coach Hall is doing, along with the coordinators, really mixing up the play call.
He's getting Chorus comfortable in that pocket, and I like the hurry-up offense aspect of it as well.
And it's going to be a handoff to Smith. Smith makes a move, gets to the second level, and you're seeing the outside run work. They tried to go to the inside run, but that's just not going to work. And you got to utilize Zende Smith's speed on the outside.
All right, at this point, Coach Hall is doing a great job of mixing up his play calls. We saw him go with the run for the most part early on, but now he's throwing in some passes and outside runs, which has to keep the defense honest.
First and 10 from the 11. It's going to be a handoff to Smith, and he has nowhere to go. So it seems like you pointed out earlier, Alex, the inside run game is just not going to work.
I think if Coach Hall maybe implements more outside runs, perhaps a toss, he can get some of his big receivers like Mike Bell and Kenny Lewis to block, and I think it'd be a great way to get Zende Smith sparked in this game.
And it's going to be an out route to Kenny Lewis. Just hit his hands and he dropped it. That was going to be a touchdown.
Exactly, he had a touchdown, and that's a pass Lewis has to catch. Great throw by Chorus to get it outside the numbers, right into Lewis's hands, and he just made a drop.
It's going to be 3rd and 10, 4 wide receiver set. Of course, takes a snap. He's going to throw it on a slant route. Jason Smith catches it down to about the 1-yard line. So it seems like Jason Smith is really the only reliable weapon for course on the outside.
All right, and that'll bring up 4th. Oh, it's actually a first down. Managed to get the first down. And it'll be 1st and goal from about barely even 6 inches away. So look for maybe a quarterback sneak here just to lean the ball over the goal line.
And we're going to take a short break with that timeout from Donnie Irwin.
I'm Alex Emdy.
We'll be back to bring you the last 3 minutes of the first quarter. And we're back to be 1st and inches here. It's going to be a handoff to Azende Smith. He powers through. Touchdown Loyola. Azende Smith able to find a gap and get in for the touchdown.
There we see Loyola with a huge response to tie up this game. Really great drive they put together there as they got Jason Smith involved. And he eventually got it on a 15-yard slant to get a first down inside the 1. And their bell cow running back, Azende Smith, punched it in from there.
It's going to be Tommy McLaughlin to kick the extra point. And it's up. It's right down the middle. So Loyola ties it up with 3:06 remaining from Donnie Irwin.
I'm Alex Emdy.
We'll be back in a few. Local strongman needs to eat. And we're back. And it's going to be kicked out of bounds. Pretty poor kick from Chorus. And it's going to bring up first down from the 40. So Loyola really showing some offensive prowess. And it's going to be really important if they want to stay in this game because we know how powerful the Mount St. Joe offense is.
All right, now it's up to the defense to get another stop as they did with that crucial interception on the first drive. But they got burned for that long touchdown by Gary Agers on the play.
First and 10 from the 35. Carter takes a snap. He's looking to throw. He's got a man across the middle on the drag route. And up to the 47-yard line. That's going to be a first down. That's going to be Gary Agers on the reception.
And Agers seems to be Christian Carter's favorite target so far. He has 2 receptions for 60 yards in the score.
Five wide receivers set. Carter takes a snap. He's looking to throw. And he's going to be brought down. No, he escapes pressure. Trying to get to the outside and solid block from Sam James, but it looks like it's going to be a holding.
Yeah, this one should be coming back as we saw number 62 from Mount St. Joe, Evan Chavis, getting the hold. And holding is the call, so.
So it's going to be about first and, well, that's going to be a little bit, probably. First and about 20 here. Carter takes the snap. He's looking to throw. He's going to fire it down the seam, and he's got a man wide open. That is number 6, Keyshawn Haley, and we've literally seen that play about 5 times, and every time it's either been a blatant drop or a gain of about 30 yards.
Right, and I don't know what's going on in that secondary. The safeties see the guy wide open. They have to collapse and make a play. Tucker was kind of caught in no man's land there again. And Loyola's giving up some more big pass plays.
Right, and Mount St. Joe not even trying to run it anymore, seeing that they can just pick apart the secondary. So you see Coach Hall opting to go with that 3 men down, and it seems like Carter, a pretty mobile quarterback, is going to take advantage of that and pick up about 5.
All right, and they went with a quarterback keeper there. They spread out 5 guys, 5 receivers. And that is the same formation they'll stay in. They've actually got 4 receivers spread out to the right. So, interesting formation we're seeing here by MSJ.
It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line of Loyola. Carter in the gun, takes a snap. He's looking to throw. He's going to throw it. No, he's not. He's going to pump fake, and he's going to run to the 30-yard line, cuts across to the 20, down to the 22. And that's going to be a 1st down. So Loyola faces a predicament. Do they drop back and cover everybody, or do they let Carter run all over them, or do they commit to Carter and let him pick them apart through the air?
Exactly, and that's why it's so great to have a mobile quarterback like Christian Carter, because you force the defense to drop guys back and at the same time cover the quarterback from running.
And that's going to be a touchdown. Nate Reese on the reception. And there you see that predicament. That time he rushed 4, and he gets a man on a drag. So it's really going to be interesting to see what Coach Hall and the defense decides to go with here to try to stop this really powerful Mount St. Joseph attack.
They've got to make some sort of adjustment. We're seeing wide open Mount St. Joe's receivers left and right all over the field. Carter has all day, and he can throw it basically to any one of them who are all open.
Right, like you said, it's basically just choosing from what bag of tricks you want. And he can really pick any trick from his bag of tricks, and he can score. So that's really the predicament facing Loyola's defense. And at that time, obviously, he opted to go with Nate Reese from his bag of tricks. So the extra point is good from Donnie Irwin.
I'm Alex.
We'll be back in a few. Welcome back, 14-7, 1:02 left in the first quarter, and just set to kick off is Ben Austin. He's going to boot it deep to Omar Whiting across the 20, 25-30. It seems like he has a gap here, and he's going to get up to the 42-yard line of the Dons, and this offense would really like to repeat their last drive.
Definitely, and a guy like Omar Whiting on the special teams can help them get that drive started. Throughout the year, we've seen Whiting, with the help of some key blocks, get this offense into some great field position. I mean, they're at the 43 right now, and with the way their offense has been working with those quick passes, they can drive it down the field in a hurry.
Definitely right about that, Alex. It's going to be a 2 wide receiver set, 2 tight ends. And It's going to be Chorus in the gun. Azende Smith to his right. He takes the snap. It's going to be a handoff to Smith, trying to find room up the middle, but there never is any room up the middle, is there?
Not exactly sure why they opted to run the ball with under a minute left. Maybe they're just content to go to the first quarter, just down 7. But
right. And I mean, the first quarter, you kind of just change all sides of the field, so it's all right. But it's gonna be a 4 wide receiver set. Chorus in the gun. And there's going to be a pink flag thrown. Breast cancer. And it's going to be delay a game, yes. Jinx there. But there's that mistake again that really, on 2nd and long as it is, you really can't take that 5-yard penalty.
All right, and Loyola just shooting itself in the foot once again with these penalties that really should not be occurring. I mean, delay of game is just uncalled for, really.
And he's going to take the snap. He's looking to throw. Pressure out to his right, and he's brought down by number 8, Ben Morgan. And he had time. He had about 3 seconds, and you really can't ask more of that from Loyola's offensive line. And that's going to end the first quarter from Donnie Irwin.
I'm Alex Emdy.
We'll be back in a few. So welcome back to the start of the second quarter. The fields have switched, and we're ready to get underway. It's going to be 3rd and about 12 here for the Dons. 3 wide receivers set. He's going to take the snap. Chorus is looking to throw. He's going to fire it deep to Matt Bell on the outside. It's going to be overthrown. I don't think Matt Bell expected it. And then he picked up speed after he saw the ball. So that's going to bring up 4th down, and Chorus, as usual, will stay on the punt.
Yeah, Bell really never was able to create any separation there as Mount St. Joe defender Darren Dunmoody matched him stride for stride there. And Loyola's offense falters once again.
And the punt is underway. Dunmoody back to receive. He bobbles it a little bit. He's running backwards right now. Somebody should tell him you don't want negative yards. And he's going to be brought down for a little bit of a loss. So as a punt returner, you never really want to run backwards.
Yeah, he ran about 30 yards to get one there. Picked up a good block. But once again, that'll set up Mount St. Joe's potent offense, led by quarterback Christian Carter, who's shown that he can both air it out and run the ball whenever he's needed.
First and 10 from the 33-yard line. Clark, there's a running back in the backfield, and it's going to be a handoff to him, and it's going to get him about 3 up to the 36 is Sam James, and we really haven't seen Mount St. Joe try to establish such much of a running game today because they really haven't had to.
Going into this game, Mount St. Joe's like to sling it through the air. Really, I think they need to establish more of a run, sort of, to keep the defense honest.
Yep, and there you see it right there. About a 50-yard completion. That is 14 Matthew McDonald, and this secondary looking like the Saints out there.
Right, they were expecting a run once again, which they shouldn't be given the prowess of the offense. But once again, huge plays have been killing this defense all year, and at some point, you need to make some sort of adjustment to the secondary.
And it's going to be a handoff to James, and he's going to break a few tackles, still going, and he's going to gain about 7 yards on the play. So Loyola's really lost the momentum here. It was tied initially late into the first quarter, and they really just lost it.
Right, and that just goes to show how much of a factor momentum can have on a game. As we saw last week against McDonough, they were down 35-0, crawled their way back in, and then turned it over. And once that happened, the whole team spirit was deflated, and they could not put together any more drives like they had earlier. And here it seems like Mount St. Joe slowly sucking the life out of the defense as they're continuously driving on them, and they now have it into the red zone.
Clark's going to throw it wide open. Is McDonald for the touchdown. And just broken coverage there, and pending extra point, that's going to be 21-7.
The linebacking core simply did not account for the tight end there. He was able to slip behind the line and catch a wide open pass. I mean, no one was within 20 yards of him.
And Ben Austin on for his third extra point of the day. And it's up. And it's good. So from Donnie Irwin,
I'm Alex MD.
We're going to take a short break. And the kick is underway. Back to receive is Mount St. Joe. Or actually, it's going to be Loyola. Mount St. Joe's kicking off. And Jason Smith's going to get it down to about the 15-yard line. Good coverage by Mount St. Joe.
Right,
so what can Loyola do, Alex? What can they do?
The whole team just looks rattled at this point. I mean, down 14, dropping passes, committing penalties. So it's going to be a big uphill climb to climb back into this game, but it starts with Corus. I think he needs to get more comfortable in the pocket and deliver some more strikes to his go-to man, Jason Smith.
And the gun course is going to take the snap. It's going to be a quick out to Kenny Lewis. Lewis makes a move, another move, nice moves from Lewis, and gain of about 6. So that's really what you like to see from Loyola, gaining yardage on first down.
Yeah, and I think he got several receivers like Smith, Lewis, and Mike Bell integrated into this offense. We've seen Mike Bell and Lewis be very quiet the past couple weeks as Smith has kind of taken the spotlight, but in order to give the defense some different looks, you got to get other receivers involved as well.
All right, not sure what that play just was. It seemed like Corus was trying to run, yet he was running backwards. Maybe it was type of a rollout play that just didn't develop, but that's going to bring up 3rd and long.
At this point, I think it's probably in Loyola's best interest to just abandon the run completely. I mean, hasn't worked at all, and we've seen that once again, as they've gone to the short dump-off passes like screens and slants, have been very effective, gaining about 6 or 7 yards per play, so I'm not sure why they would stray away from that.
Very well put, Alex, and it's going to be 3rd and 10. Corus looking to throw. He's going to step out in the pocket. He's looking to run, and it's gone. He has nowhere to go. So that's going to bring up 4th and about 8. And you obviously have to punt here inside your 20, but hopefully maybe Loyola can generate a turnover.
They've got to get something generated on both sides of the ball. I mean, the offense isn't doing the defense much of a favor with these 3-and-outs. As we said earlier, offense's failure to convert can have a big toll on the defense's stamina as they keep getting burned downfield.
And it's going to be a pretty solid punt from Course. It's going to be received by Dunmoody at the 50. And he runs backwards again. He's still running backwards, and he's going to be brought down at the 50. So interesting return strategy from Mr. Dunmoody, but up 21-7, you can honestly do whatever you want.
Right, and we'll get yet another look at the mobile quarterback, Christian Carter. He kind of remind you of Lamar Jackson. I mean, he's got talent through the air and on the ground as well.
Yup, and in the Facebook chat, let me know. I have to pick if Lamar Jackson's going to score 5 or more touchdowns. I'm really torn on that one. But that's beside the point. We're talking about high school football. And Christian Carter might get 5 today. Wouldn't be surprised. He's going to take the snap. Ran to the outside. That was Sam James on the carry. And the outside run's really hurting Loyola's run defense.
All right, and you can see guys like Evan Boozer and other linebackers and corners have their hands on their hips in between plays, and that just goes to show how exhausted they are at this point as they keep having to come onto the field after Loyola fails to convert and goes 3-and-out on offense.
And it's going to be a quick screen. Nice form tackle by Wade Tucker, not to give him any more, but that was Nate Reese. And I really like the Lamar Jackson comparison. He's able to do it in the air. He's got about that 6-foot, 190 frame, and he's really done a great job making reads so far today.
He sure has. He looks like he's very comfortable in the pocket. Carter is a senior, so he's been running the show for quite some time now. But as you said, whenever he's been making great reads throughout the game, knowing when to get rid of the ball or tuck it down to run.
And it's going to be a handoff to James again for about 7. And it seems like we're talking about that mixed bag of tricks. They can run it, pass it. But honestly, they can do whatever they want right now. And Loyola's really having trouble guessing.
Sort of looks like a West Coast up-tempo kind of offense where all the running plays are generated out of the shotgun and they like to go for the deep play downfield, as we've seen, as Carter can both air it out and keep it on the ground.
That's going to be the 4th handoff in a row to James, and he's really been doing a great job of generating that running game, allowing Clark to really, it opens up the play action, and we see Loyola trying to run these bootlegs. It's really hard to sell it if their running game is not going.
All right, and now MSJ knocking on the door once again, as this drive, like 3 of their previous ones, have all been under 2 minutes. So they've shown an incredible pace of play on the offensive side of the ball.
And Clark's going to throw it, and it's great defensive coverage. And did he catch that?
He sure did. Bobbling play, but he showed great hand-eye coordination to corral that ball in for the score.
Right, you see on the slant, it seems like Omar Whiting was able to jar it free, but see the great concentration on the play from the wide receiver, and he's able to bring it in.
If you're Whiting, that's about all you can do. I mean, he played perfect defense, got his hands in between the pass to break it up, but an even better play made there by the receiver to hang on to that bobbled pass.
And the 4th extra point of the day is up, and it's good. Really great kick. Ben Austin, and we're going to take a short break from Donnie Irwin.
I'm Alex MD.
We'll be back. There's 6:13 left in the half. And Kenny Lewis going to return it from the 5 across the 20. And, oh, the ball's loose. And on the football, it appears that it's Loyola football. Dom Clark recovers it. And that would have been a huge demoralizer for the Dons.
Yeah, Dom Clark, lucky that he fell on that ball, or else that would have been a catastrophe there. They're lucky to retain possession at this point, so they'll get started at their own 24-yard line.
It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Dons. Course in the gun. And they're running. That's Andy Smith. Nowhere to go. And honestly, at this point, you need to air it out, right, Alex?
All right, I mean, when you've got weapons like Kenny Lewis and Jason Smith, why even bother running the ball? We haven't seen any of those patented screen passes to Andy Smith at all. And that's what he's all about. He's a receiving back who is known as an outside runner if any runs go to him at all. But downhill running is just not down his alley.
And it's going to be intentional grounding, maybe. If not, it might be roughing the passer because he seemed like that hit on course by Justin Looney was a little unwarranted, but let's see what the ref calls.
And right on cue, they go with that screen to Andy Smith, but Chorus just spiked it into the ground. And they pick up the flag, so there will not be a penalty for intentional grounding.
And they're running. So it's going to be 3rd and 10. Fire Mount St. Joe, I'd watch the quick pass because your pass rush has done a pretty good job so far of getting the chorus, not letting these really talented Loyola wide receivers get open down the field in time. Maybe they keep Dom Clark in the block. Chorus takes the snap. He drops back. He's looking to throw, and there's just immediate pressure off the left side, and I'm not sure what the entire right side of the line was doing there, but they just disappeared right before my eyes.
Yeah, there was a huge breakdown in communication there as the whole right side of the line just vanished. I mean, he did have Dom Clark streaking down the right sideline, but simply not enough time provided by the offensive line. So 3 and out has been the theme throughout this one. And if Loyola doesn't start moving the chains, Mount St. Joe is just going to keep increasing their 21-point lead.
And Course is going to punt it off to roughing the punter. And that's a big call. And that might get Loyola might get him the ball back.
It was about 4th and around 15, so depending on the exact spot, we could have a 1st down for Loyola.
Okay, so apparently it was roughing the kicker.
It'll be a 15-yard penalty, but it depends on the spot. So if it was 4th and 16, that'd be 4th and 1. But otherwise, they could move the chains.
At this point, though, don't you just go for it? I mean, come on. I mean, you got to believe in your offense here. You're down 21 with 4:37 left, and you really need to generate some offense. And it is going to be a 1st down.
It was exactly 4th and 15. That roughing the kicker enables Loyola's offense to stay out on the field.
And it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 34. Loyola caught a huge break there. It appears even when Course is playing his punter, he can't avoid being hit. And he's going to roll out, looking to throw. He's going to fire it downfield towards Kenny Lewis, and it's incomplete. Might have been better to throw it a little bit short there so Kenny Lewis could have came back to it, but
that looks
really
like
nowhere to go.
That looked like a vertical route, but Kenny Lewis just broke it off, and Course threw it downfield, expecting him to continue that route. And just another miscommunication between Course and his receiver.
Second and 10. 3 wide receiver set. Kors takes a snap. He's looking to throw. It's going to be a fake screen, but he's going to go back to the other side of the Matt Bell. Matt Bell makes a few man miss. He gets hit hard on the play, but he's able to pick up the first down. So they fake the screen the one side. You can hear the coordinators yelling screen, and they go right to Matt Bell on the other side. So it's that type of trickery that you need to pull out of your bag of tricks to really get some momentum.
Exactly, and that the whole defense was looking towards Zende Smith because it looked pretty obvious that the course was going there, but Bell managed to sneak out of the backfield.
And it might be gone for the Dons right now as a near pick six. Really great read from Brandon Savage, making a savage play. And that's really got to hurt if you're Loyola.
Yeah, he read Corse's eyes the whole way. As Corse completely telegraphed that pass to Mike Bell. Should have gone through his progressions a little better, perhaps looked off the safety, then delivered that throw. But good coverage there, able to anticipate that pass and almost take it in the end zone.
Right, couldn't have said it better myself, Alex. And it's going to be a first and goal just like that for the Gaels. And they really need a turnover here if you're Loyola. Oh, it seems like a wildcat formation as James is going to run it. And he's touchdown. So Sam James able to take it in from the wildcat, pulling out another trick in their bag of tricks. And if you're Loyola, what do you do here?
You've got to come up with some sort of response. I mean, if you look at the bench, they're dead silent. Their morale is pretty deflated at this point. It's already 35-7, and we've still got 4 minutes to go to halftime. So Kors will come back onto the field. He's looked very shaky throughout this game, you got to say, and just got to air it out to your reliable receivers like generated.
And Loyola's return team comes out, 35-7, 3:56 remaining in the first half. And Loyola's really needs to get something going here. Ben Austin to kick it off, Omar Whiting and Jason Smith back, and it's going to be a little chopper kick. And it's nearly recovered by Mount St. Joe, but really great coverage on the play by A.J. Carver, on the Dan McNeil Award winner.
All right, and they've been going with those little chip shots by their kicker, who is also a standout soccer player. So he really knows how to get air under that football, and he made it just sit down on the turf, and Mount St. Joe's coverage team almost was able to fall on that ball.
Yes, they were nearly able to recover. It's going to be a 3 wide receiver set out here. Kors takes a snap and looking to throw. He's going to fire it across the middle, and it's nearly intercepted. He had Jason Smith wide open, but just was unable to make the throw.
Yeah, Smith had a touchdown. A lot of green grass ahead of him, on which he could have taken it the distance. But Kors just misfiring throughout this game. He had Smith open, but threw it 5 feet behind him. And he's lucky that wasn't his second pick.
And Kors looking to throw, and he's sacked. So, really, the screens aren't working because Mount St. Joe's really doing a great job of reading them. And, you really can't run a screenplay every play and expect it to work because the defense is going to figure out what you're doing.
All right, MSJ has watched the film and studied Loyola's tendencies pretty well as they sniffed out the screenplay there once again. Loyola just has no answers at this point. What can they do to crawl their way back into this game and get some points up on the board?
Kors has to start throwing some dots, be really on the same page as his receivers, and that'd be a really good start heading into the half. And it's bobbled. He just chucks it up to Matt Bell, and it's overthrown. So it's going to be 4th and about 15 for Loyola, and Chorus is on the punt for another time today.
Yeah, Chorus just looks really dinged up. I mean, he's taking a beating in this game. The whole team just looks frustrated right now. So they can't get anything going offensively, and Mount St. Joe's picking apart the secondary at the same time.
And the punt's underway, nearly blocked again. It's a sky kick, and it's going to be bobbled and kicked out of bounds on the play. And we're going to take a short break from Don Irwin.
I'm Alex Emdy.
We'll be back to bring you the last 3 minutes of the half. And welcome back. 35-7. 2:57 remaining in the half. Carter takes a snap. He's looking to throw. He lobs up. He's got a man open, and a beautifully placed ball just out of the reach of wide receiver Keyshawn Haley, and he had Kenny Lewis beat.
All right, and that was just a perfect throw by Carter. Got just enough air under that football to lead his receiver downfield, and it was a matter of inches, really. Otherwise, that could have been a touchdown.
Four wide receivers set. No safeties here for Loyola. And he's looking to throw. He's going to fire it deep. And overthrown yet again. Good coverage by Tucker. And you saw that even though they didn't have any safeties, their corners were playing about 10 yards off. And they were able just to drop back and cover the verts. So,
and no safeties there. Really lit a red light there for Mount St. Joe. And Carter had the immediate presence of mind to target his favorite receiver, Agers, deep down the field once again without there being any safety help.
And Carter looking to throw. He's going to launch it deep for the third time this sequence. And it's going to be interference. That was the right call. It was thrown incredibly short. And, I guess Tucker just wanted to give somebody a hug. And that's really got to hurt if you're Loyola.
You've got to turn around if you're Tucker. He made absolutely no effort to turn around and make a play on the ball. And at this point, Loyola just has no answers on defense.
And that's going to bring up 1st and 10 from the 40 of Loyola. Clark about 5 yards back in the gun, 5 wide receiver set. He's looking to throw. Immediate pressure, but he's got a man wide open, and it's gone. Touchdown from Keyshawn Haley, and that's going to be the 6th touchdown of the day, or of the half rather, for Mount St. Joe.
All right, so if you took the over on, if you took the over on Carter's touchdown passes, he's already eclipsed that in this first half, and they're just pouring it on right now. Really, when you.
And the extra point is up, and it's good from Donnie Irwin. He's Alex MD. We'll be back in a few. And welcome back. It's 42-7. Returned by Kenny Lewis from the 10 to the 15. And Lewis breaks a tackle. Still going, and he's upended on the play up to the 40. So a nice return. And right now, Alex, what did you think about that return?
Basically used his big 6'3" frame to just steamroll over defenders there, and sets up the offense in some pretty good field position at their own 40.
Four wide receiver set. Chorus takes a snap, and it's a bobbled snap again. And that's going to be about the 5th or 6th sack of the day from Mount St. Joe. So it's just not working out here today for the Dons.
And the offensive woes continue again as Chorus drops out another snap, but I don't think it's entirely his fault, as we've seen low snaps from center Kevin Cheeseborough all day long. And Chorus has just got to keep airing it out, trying to throw his receivers open.
And another one. And that's really got to hurt. I mean, Chorus has no time in the pocket. Like I said, another one, and it's just consecutive here. Each time he drops back, he gets sacked. And I wouldn't blame that on the offensive line. It's just a combination of all things. Not enough time in the pocket. Receivers are unable to get open, and it's just just a mixed bag of mistakes.
Well said. Mount St. Joe calls a timeout here, and Loyola will have to discuss what they can pull out of their playbook in order to move the chains on 2nd and 16. So at this timeout, we're going to take a short break. For Donnie Irwin, I'm Alex Emney. We'll be right back.
And of course is rolling out on 3rd and long, and he throws it, and nobody's in the vicinity. So just nowhere to go. Just like I said earlier, and you pointed out earlier, miscommunication with the wide receivers. The offense is really lost right now. Mount St. Joe holds all the momentum.
Yep. I'm not really sure what happened on that play. It looked to me as though Smith had about 2 or 3 steps on his defender, but Chorus signaled him to continue down the field and break off his route. And at that point, the defense had gotten.
It's going to be a punt. Pretty nice punt here. And to receive is Dunmoody. And he's down at about the 44-yard line. So Mount St. Joe might be looking to pile it on a little bit here. With 1:22 left, up about 5 scores, and Carter's still in the game. So.
All right, I would suspect should probably finish out this half, and we might see a quarterback change just to keep your QB healthy. Don't want to risk any unnecessary injury. You got to keep them healthy as they contend for this MIA championship down the road.
Carter takes a snap. He's looking to throw. Now he's going to run. And he's going to blow over a defender. And he's going to pick up the first down. And college rules do apply. After a first down, the clock does stop until the ball is set.
Yeah, Carter rumbled his way down the sideline there. And looks like they're going to go for another score. I mean, really no need to when you're up 35.
You're absolutely right about that. And he's going to find a man. He had a man at the marker about the 35, but it's overthrown. That was Nate Reese as the intended receiver. And it's going to be 2nd and 10 from about the 44. I wouldn't mind Mount St. Joe getting about 10 yards here and letting their field goal kicker tee off, because it seems like he's got a pretty good leg practicing after all those extra points. But as of right now, it seems like they're just content to drive. As Carter drops back, he's going to find a man. Really nice catch on the drag route. That's going to be Keyshawn Haley, and that's going to pick up the first down.
So the clock will stop at 53 seconds until the offense gets back up and set to the line of scrimmage. They're driving the ball steadily down the field. They've got it at the Loyola 33-yard line.
Carter looking to throw, and he's got a man down the seam. Overthrew him. So Carter has wide receivers open every place. Just he's missing them just by about a foot.
All right, it's just a matter of inches. Otherwise, that would have been another touchdown pass. But throughout this whole half, Carter has really put on an exceptional show. I mean, made some beautiful throws. He has 6 touchdown passes and shown his ability to run when those wide receiver routes aren't there.
Absolutely right about that one, Alex. As Carter drops back, he's looking to throw. Pressure from Loyola, and it's going to be brought down. And Mount St. Joe, with 35 seconds left, is going to call a timeout, trying to score. I don't see why they would do that. It just seems like disrespectful to the other team.
All right, and that's a good sign there if you're the coaching staff. Taylor Randolph and A.J. Carver combined there for the sack, and that's one of the only times we've seen. That's the only times we've seen pressure put on by the defense, and you can hear some discontent going throughout the crowd as Mount St. Joe really should just take a knee and send this one to halftime, but they want to send a statement, I guess, which is really unnecessary.
Right. I mean, it's just at this point, it's just out of hand. Why are you playing your star senior quarterback in a 35-point lead and it isn't even halftime yet? I mean, maybe get like a sophomore or freshman some experience, but as of right now, it seems like they're content to roll out with their starters and try to pile it on, and I just don't see the point in doing so.
That's very questionable, and really no need to do that at this point. They can just take a knee, take their 35-point lead to halftime, and give some of the younger guys experience, like you said.
Carter's going to take the snap. He's looking to throw, and it's picked off. How's piling it on for you, Coach, as number 30, Micah Brzezinski, is able to get the interception, and you hear jubilee from Loyola's fan base, and
that's what you get if you try to pull something like that off. But one thing you got to be happy about is Loyola is continuing to play hard. I mean, we've seen them be down a lot this year, but they've never given up, as they could have gone back in that game to McDonough, but yeah, just that's their second pick of the game. You gotta be happy if you're the that's a positive you can take away
Absolutely.
From this half so far.
Honestly wish I took the over on Carter picks, but it's gonna be Course rolling out to his left. He's gonna look to throw. He's got a man, Kenny Lewis, for the reception, and he's able to get out of bounds at around the 39-yard line with 20 seconds to go.
All right, they've got 19 seconds left in the half, so it'll be interesting to see whether they can close out this first half on a good note, possibly getting a score right at the end.
And it's going to be a short gain as the clock winds down, and it appears that the clock is actually stopped. It appears like Loyola called a timeout. So with 12 seconds left in the second quarter, I'm Don Irwin.
I'm Alex MD.
We'll be back in a few. with 12 seconds remaining, at about a 46-yard line, or 41 rather, my apologies. Corus is looking to throw. He's going to step up in the pocket, rolling out, and he's sacked. So, really, with no room to step up in the pocket, there's no way he can actually throw it down the field to his receivers.
That was just a huge missed call by the refs there. A blatant face mask pulled by the defensive tackle. Missed call there, but nonetheless, the first half will come to a close. The Gaels of Mount St. Joe lead at 42-7. We'll be back shortly for the halftime report. I'm Alex Emdy.
I'm Donald Irwin. And welcome back to the start of the second half. 42-7. The Gaels lead the dance. And the kick's underway. It's going to be fielded by Jason Smith at around the 10-yard line. And it's going to be a reverse. And Omar Whiting has a goal. He cuts back. Great tackle on the play, though, however, by David Hendricks. And that was a nice little bit of trickery to pull out of Coach Hall's bag of tricks. And they're really going to need to try some stuff in order to get going in the second half.
Right, and that's a good way to start out this half. I mean, special teams has really done a great job in this game and throughout the rest of the year to establish that solid field position for the offense.
First and 10, course, little toss play out to Zende Smith. And he gains about 4 on the play, so that was a nice little toss. And they really need to do is they need to gain yards on first down.
Right, and like I mentioned earlier, Zende Smith is kind of an elusive running back who does his best work outside the numbers and in the passing game, and that's really one of the first toss plays we've seen them go to, and it was pretty effective.
And that's going to be a handoff to Zende Smith again. He's trying to break it to the outside, but really great containment from 43 Aaron Johnson. And what can Loyola do here to really get that spark?
Well, it's 3rd and about 6 now. So they've got 3 receivers set out to the left, or 2 rather, as Jake Berry checks in. And I think they've got to look for a quick slant or something of that sort.
It's going to be 3rd and 7. Course takes a snap. He rolls out to his left. He's looking for somebody, and nobody is to be found. So that's just got to hurt. Got to have to punt again, and let's see if Mount St. Joseph decides to go for a personnel change. We saw
quarterback Ari Weems warming up. He's a senior, 5'10", 155.
Yeah, he's actually listed on our roster as a wide receiver, much like Ryan Tannehill. Coming out of college, playing at A&M as a wide receiver, but, it's going to be interesting to see. And Omar's going to let it go down to the 36-yard line, and it seems that, nope, it's going to be Carter. So,
and Carter stays in the game, which I think is a bit questionable. I mean, with a 35-point lead, do you really need to risk the health of your star quarterback?
I mean, man, I think they really just want to pile it on here, Alex, and that's what they're planning to do. And Sam James has nowhere to go on the play, and
we've got.
Think about it. If you're Coach Hall, what do you really do? I know I've asked you this question like 20 times this game, but there has to be something you can do to really turn this game around.
Right, and I think it starts with the pressure. I mean, Mount St. Joe's done a great job of containing Loyola's blitzes. They haven't had much of an effect, and we've got a player down for Mount St. Joe, so we're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be right back.
And Carter looking to throw, and it's an incredible catch laying out there, but he just couldn't hold on to it. That was Jari Akers. And he got beat down the seam, and it seems like Mount St. Joe's just content to just air it out and possibly make a run, get a few more touchdowns on the board, but Loyola's really adapted, not allowing scores on the last 3 drives, including this one. And Carter is going to be brought down for a sack. The Dons are starting to blitz 5 here to get some more pressure on him, and I think that's the key.
Right, that's a great call by the coaching staff there, as they got some huge pressure on the quarterback, and it'll be 4th and long. It looks like, much like Will Corris, Christian Carter will act as the punter here.
Burf. And the punt's going to be underway. Carter, and it's going to be... Oh, no, it's not going to be Kenny Lewis. It's going to be Jason Smith on the return. He's finding an edge, and he's going to get it down to about the 35-yard line of the Gaels. We're going to take a short break from Don Irwin.
I'm Alex Emney.
We'll be back in a few. Welcome back, Dons. Jason Smith is running the Wildcat, and he has really nowhere to go, but he picks up about 2 on the play. So after the punt from Carter, get some double digits.
And Will Corris will check back in, but he lines up to Jason Smith's left, who is now leading the charge in the Wildcat formation, something we have not seen all game so far.
And Smith running it, and he gets brought down. I mean, if you're Mount St. Joe right now, I mean, they have watched film all week. But they should know that Jason Smith does not throw the football. So even if they're splitting out 3 wide receivers, you really want to try to commit to the run a little bit more, because they are going to be running that read option when he is quarterback.
All right, now look for Smith, who's got a one-on-one matchup on the right side.
And it's going to be Kenny Lewis taking it down to about the 24-yard line of Mount St. Joe, and it's going to be 4th and short. So we really haven't seen much involvement with Jason Smith, save like 2 catches. He has seen 4 targets, but what can he do? Like to get more involved, because we really need him right now. And Kenny Lewis is going to take it in for the touchdown. Nice bubble screen. And Lewis is able to make a man miss, and then it's a touchdown.
All right, and Kenny Lewis had man-to-man coverage. As soon as he broke that first tackle, he was gone, as Mount St. Joe's, both of their safeties were actually shifted over to Jason Smith's side. They seem to be aware of Smith's big play potential, but completely forgot about Kenny Lewis, who posted 4 touchdowns in a win against Landon.
And McLaughlin's kick is up, and it's good. So we're going to take a short break from Don Irwin.
I'm Alex Emney.
We'll be back in a few. It's going to be 42-14 with 4:26 remaining in the third. And of course is on to kick it off for the 3rd time today. He's going to boot it. And Dunmoody is set to receive. And it's going to be a touchback.
All right, and on comes Christian Carter once again. So it looks like St. Joe's coaching staff isn't worried about any problems that might occur. I mean, personally, I really wouldn't be running him out there at this point, just to save him for future games. They've still got to play McDonough and St. Francis.
And it's going to be a little screen pass out to James, and he's tackled. So really nowhere to go. Good play recognition from Loyola's front seven.
Yeah, A.J. Carter read that one like a book. I mean, he was right there to blow up that play. And that play had no chance from the start, as three of Loyola's linebackers, Carver included, shifted immediately over to the right to stop that screenplay.
Second and 12. 4 wide receiver set. Carter taps his chest. He's looking to throw. Blitz from Loyola, and he's got a man. And it's Agers. Agers going down the field. He's got men to block for him. Cuts it back upfield. And touchdown. 80 yards for Jerry Agers. And
Agers has 180 yards receiving on 4 catches for 2 touchdowns as well. So he's shown his big play potential throughout this contest today. And Mount St. Joe just keeps on pouring it on.
Well put, Alex. Well put. And the 7th extra point of the day from Ben Austin. And perfect snap, and it's up, and it's good. So we're going to take a short break with 3:23 remaining in the quarter from Donnie Irwin.
I'm Alex MD.
We'll be back. And the kick is underway, and it's going to be out of bounds for a touchback. So after the quick score from Jerry Agers, Chorus might be out here again trying to get another touchdown on the board. And we've seen from Kenny Lewis that his wide receivers can make plays. They just got to be on the same page.
Yeah, and if they had started that maybe a half earlier, we might have a ball game here. But still some promise, some positives to be taken away from that drive, as Loyola showed its potential to make some big plays.
You're right about that, Alex. And Course in the gun, 4 wide receivers set. Looking to throw, and it's tipped, and it's nearly intercepted. And the Mount St. Joe fans are pretty rowdy.
I mean, they do have a 35-point lead, but yeah.
But the defensive front from Mount St. Joe registering anywhere from 7 to 20 sacks today. So it's going to be interesting to see how many more they rack up, if any. And, of course, he's going to throw it out to Kenny Lewis. Nobody's on the side of the field with Kenny Lewis. He's going to make a move, and Lewis has registered 2 catches for about 65 yards and a touchdown so far. And I'll make that 3 receptions for 65. My apologies, I read the stat sheet wrong. But
yeah, of course, got that pass off just in the nick of time there. Heavy pass rush was coming, but he had Lewis wide open. Huge play there to move the chains.
41 seconds remaining on the quarter. Chorus takes a snap. He's looking to throw. He's going to go deep. He's got a man, and it's intercepted. Darren Dunmoody intercepted at the 6-yard line, and he had Kenny Lewis right in there in the slot, but he decided to go for it.
Yeah, I mean, you can't force it like that if you're Chorus. You got to take the yardage that's given to you. Kenny Lewis was jumping up and down. I mean, you couldn't get any more open than he.
I don't know, that's going to do it for the third quarter with the running clock from Donnie Irwin.
I'm Alex MD.
We'll be back in a few. And we're back. First and 10 from the 6-yard line. They're backed up. Carter looking to throw. He's got a man, and it's caught. About a 20-yard gain from Jerry Aggers.
It's his 5th reception, and he's over 200 yards now with the aid of that 80-yard bomb of a touchdown he caught just moments ago.
It's going to be a handoff, new running back in the game. Breaking a few tackles, but still nowhere to go. That was Marlo Wex Jr. on the carry. And if you're Fred coach Rich Holzer, you got to ask yourself, is it even worth it to continue to pile it on? And you see injuries are starting to happen.
Yeah, it's Michael Przezinski down on the play, so we're going to take a quick break.
From Donnie Irwin.
I'm Alex MD.
We'll be back. There's 11:03 left in the quarter. And welcome back. Carter looking to throw, and as expected, he has a man.
This time it's James on the reception. It's the 4th quarter, and yet Mount St. Joe keeps on throwing the ball.
And it's actually going to be a handoff to James, the other James, for about 12 yards, and a first down.
I mean, you hear a chance of take it to the house. Is that really necessary anymore?
I mean, I thought it was implied. And it's going to be a handoff to James. He breaks it to the second level. Gain of about 12 again. And Mount St. Joe's fans are pretty rowdy right now. I mean, seem pretty happy that the team's up 35. And it's going to be James again, but this time the stout run defense of Loyola is
James
able to get the stop.
James was met by Jason Litvak, the junior linebacker.
And it's going to be James again, and for like the fourth time in a row, he gets 10 yards. So it's going to be really hard to, like I said, with the mixed bag of tricks, it's really hard to predict what the Gaels offense is going to do. And Carter's going to keep it himself. And like Lamar does, he's going to take it for the touchdown. So that comparison with Lamar Jackson as earlier really was spot on.
I'm pretty sure that is the second Lamar Jackson. I wouldn't be surprised to see him do some good things in college, as he has just dismantled this defense.
An extra point pending. The eighth extra point of the game from Ben Austin. And it's up. And it's off the post. He missed it. It's unfortunate for them. But from Don Irwin,
I'm Alex Emney.
We'll be back in a few. And welcome back with 7:35 remaining. It's going to be a short kick. Lewis is going to receive it on the bounce. No, that's actually Jason Smith, and he's going to let it go out of bounds. So they're going to get it at the 35-yard line.
Well, it'll be interesting to see if the coaching staff chooses to go with Jeffrey Snyder, the backup quarterback who we've seen got a little burn throughout the year. And it is Snyder making his first appearance in this game. It's a good idea to get some of those younger guys some experience in a game like this.
Absolutely, and that's why I have to question Coach Holzer of the Gaels not getting his second quarterback in there.
Yeah, he just seemed content to pour it on.
I mean, I didn't realize the forecast called for showers, but as Zende Smith is kind of reining in on their defense. And Zende's look good today, especially when running on the outside.
Yeah, you can't complain. It looks like he's put that ankle injury behind him, and he has been